Hi Ninja, so I'm back. Technical difficulties. So yeah, I tried to increase the volume. That was when I actually lost you guys. But anyway, you guys will play back and obviously you will get to watch the live fully. But I will just wait a little bit for you guys to come in. Today is Friday. I honestly did not feel like putting on any makeup whatsoever. And so this is me without makeup, you guys. Like I did do my hair though. Like we're not just going. I was not gonna do that to you guys. I was not gonna do that to you guys. But yeah, I'm just still waiting to see because I am using my phone to see your comments and what you guys are going to be saying because I feel like we need to talk, Shbubu. We need to definitely have this conversation. Um I don't know what's happening, but it seems to be a bit slow. So I don't know. Should I start talking and say what when you guys are not here? It feels weird when you guys are not here. But everyone that's here, please say something. How are you guys doing? Um, but I can see that we're starting to gain momentum a little bit. So this is so weird, you guys. Like this is so weird. The hot tea says Ninja signing in. Hey girl, welcome Ninja. Hi guys. Yeah, so I can see that we're starting to pick up, girl. How is Friday treating you guys? Are you excited for the weekend? Um, okay, so we're gaining momentum. Yo, I can't wait for us to have this talk. We really I feel like we need to have this talk, my ninjas. And I think that one thing I love about you guys and me, basically our relationship, is the fact that I honestly love people who don't kiss somebody's butt. If you see someone is wrong, you call it out. If you feel someone is right, you say it outright. I love that because then at least you know that in your life you are not just with some people that are simply just there to kiss your behind. You understand what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna be right all the time, and you're not gonna be wrong all the time. And sometimes no one is wrong. You're both right. You're just like just because maybe it's a 9 to someone, it doesn't mean that it cannot be a 6 to the other person. You understand? So that's basically just like stuff like that. But my ninjas today I actually want us to talk about the Lady Zama video that I actually made, and I saw your comments. Now, I mean, you're like dragging me. And it's not a funny situation, honestly. Like, it's something that is quite serious, but I'm not necessarily going to talk about that video specifically. I'm going to just talk about I feel like the biggest disadvantage when it comes to like maybe people that can come out here and claim rape falsely. And please understand, like, if you get in the middle of this, like, ninjas, please tell the people that will be joining in a little bit later that I'm not saying that Mughal is lying. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. But I just want you guys to know maybe like some of the dangers that I actually see, and the reason why, like, I'm sitting out here and I'm just like, I feel like sometimes we don't look at the bigger picture in terms of like, if this is something that can happen, if this is something that can continue to happen, what are the biggest like it's gonna backfire on us as women. You understand, my ninjas? Yep. Koki says this situation is extremely tricky. I do agree with that. I honestly do. And I feel like whenever like I make a video and it's not live, you guys will comment, I will comment back, but I'm not gonna get to all your comments. But when we're live, you guys will get to ask questions maybe and get some clarifications on certain things. Now, my ninjas, there was a ninja that actually sent me a video today. It was a link and it's a video of Prophet Shepherd Bushiri, and he was basically addressing, showing proof of a lot of different things. Now, you guys need to understand that yesterday, day before yesterday, that was when I think it broke the interview that ETV had with two women that were claiming that Professor Pabushiri raped them. You understand? Now, in that video, my ninjas, the one that I actually saw today, where Professor Pabushiri was addressing everything, at the end of the video, he put a video out where it was secretly recorded, allegedly by his lawyer, and it was a woman that was saying that I can make this whole thing go away if you just give me money. And I think that the woman was talking about 50,000 rands, if I'm not too mistaken. But then, when he was talking of like a lot of money that others come for 2 million, others come for this and this. Now, when it comes to me, you guys, and everything that I saw, I'm not saying that Professor Pabushiri is guilty, nor am I saying that he is innocent. What I'm simply saying is that that video, if it is true that the lady that was sitting on that couch and actually saying that, you need to give me money and then, we'll basically leave this alone, and, there are people that are making me do this or stuff like that. If that woman turns out to be the one whose identity was blurred on ETV, let me tell you something, it loses credibility for any woman that can ever come and speak up against him. So it means that even if someone, and I'm not saying that that's the case, I'm simply saying even if someone has ever fallen victim and there is a woman who comes out here and lies, it means that even someone who has really suffered a horrible ordeal, when they come forth, no one is going to believe them. It's going to be like, oh, it's another scandal. That is like the biggest danger of having women that come out here, you guys, and they cry false rape. um for me, you guys, when it comes to this whole situation, honestly, it's just one of those things where if you follow me on Instagram, you will see that I did say this. I have seen a video of a woman who was basically saying that, this guy does not know and he does not understand that, I'm doing him a favor because she went with a guy and then she slept with him. In the following morning, I think they had a fight and the guy called the lady a bitch. And so she was now recorded actually saying that, he should be grateful that I'm not even going to the police station and saying that he raped me because at this moment I still have his semen. Now, that video was trending on Facebook. I'm sure that some of you maybe may have seen that video. So it also is just one of those things where there are women, you guys, who are like that. There are women who actually do that. And that is so painful because what they end up doing is that they victimize the real victims. I I wish that you guys could understand what I was basically saying and not necessarily look at it as just like, this Java and Lady Zama situation, because that is not like my bigger picture is not about Lady Zama and Java. It is not. With Lady Zama and Java, these are two giants that are going head to head. It's something that's very public. This issue, I'm telling you, can be resolved. It may even be resolved privately. The next thing we know is that they're gonna both just sign to say they're never gonna talk about this issue again and stuff like that. We do not know. But there are people out there, you guys, who are looking at, maybe let's say for an example, I'm a girl that's looking at Lady Zama. Now, let's understand that if you're like maybe in your 30s or 25, you, at one point, if you're someone that dates, you have had a guy break your heart. When you do it, that has happened, you understand? And yes, guys, they lie, they manipulate us, they use us, they do all this horrible stuff, you guys. However, I don't feel like just because a person did those things, they now deserve to be punished as a rapist if they did not rape. Now, I want you guys to actually like just say something here. I want to check you guys' comments on what you guys are actually saying. I also want you guys to tell me, did you see the video that I'm talking about where Prophet Shepherd Bushiri was talking about the rape allegations, and then he also put out those videos? And honestly, when I saw that video of that lady actually talking, my heart was so painful because I was like, sorry, even if here, like, honestly, there's a real case, this one woman has messed up for other women who, or another woman, because in mind it's two women here, and then they're basically saying that the woman that was sitting on the couch demanding money is one of the women. So it means that even if that other one really did suffer that horrible ordeal, now she's also not going to be looked at as serious, because if one lied, then people are going to be like, okay, what's stopping you from being a liar as well? And that is very, you guys, that is so dangerous. This is so dangerous. Number one, the law does not do anything, honestly, to prosecute women that come out and cry false rape. They will give you a fine. I saw this other girl, they were like, I think they said that she was fined like 120, I mean 500 rands, if I'm not too mistaken, after she claimed that a boy raped her, because she said that she wanted free morning after pills. So she cried that, she was raped and stuff like that. And there are a lot of men, you guys, that are in jail, that have been that have been accused of rape, and they're innocent. And now that is even more dangerous, because think about it. If you are a woman and you have a problem with a guy, but this guy really did not rape you, you are now getting someone behind bars who's not a rapist. When you're taking that man in jail, you're leaving someone that is out here who's actually a rapist, right? As women, can we fight this man? Do we have physical strength to do that? The guys that are supposed to protect us are the ones that don't rape us. But if we are now the ones that are falsely accusing them and getting the guys that don't rape us behind bars, we don't have anyone to protect us out here. Why are women not realizing this? That when you go out there and you lie about rape simply because you're heartbroken, you are basically destroying the whole system. Right now, you guys, honestly, I do believe that death penalty needs to come back in South Africa. The abuse against women and children is just off the charts. And I feel like at this moment, they're just doing it because there's not much that happens, you guys. And I really want the death sentence to come back. But let's be honest, when we still have women that are out here lying about rape, how comfortable are we that we really want it back? Because now, if tomorrow someone comes and now it's my husband's ex, or it's my brother's ex, or it's my boyfriend's ex, or it's my son's ex, and cries rape, then my son is going to be killed for something that maybe they don't even know. I think that ninjas, as women, we need to make it a very uncomfortable place for women to come out here and lie about rape. Because when one woman lies, she discredits other women. If you right now go out there and say that this guy raped me and he did not, he goes to court, everything goes fine, and the truth is found that honestly he did not rape you. If this guy goes and rapes another girl, or he had raped someone else, when they come out, he's going to say, look, guys, this is not even the first time. Like, even this woman said this, but she was like, you're basically destroying the credibility of a woman that will have really suffered this ordeal. My ninjas, honestly, I'm not okay. I won't lie. I'm not okay when it comes to this whole situation. I'm not okay. It honestly pains me. Like, it pains me. I don't think like a lot is being done when it comes to women that come out here and report false rape. And please get me, you guys, like, you guys know me anyway. If you're a ninja, you know that I'm all on my platform. I always make sure that I talk about, gender-based violence. I make sure that I report. And you need to understand that when you talk about gender-based violence videos, YouTube will not pay you for that. So I do it knowing that I'm not even going to get paid for this, but I personally do feel that the message is more important than me doing some video and getting paid on YouTube. So it's not a matter of I'm not acknowledging the fact that there are women who come out here and they are honestly raped, and they do say that they've been raped. But I'm simply saying that we also cannot be people that only choose to emotionally think. Sometimes when a story is coming, put emotions aside and listen to the story, like what exactly is being said here. Because you guys, it's just a lot, you guys. I want you guys to ask any questions that you have, or any statements that you guys would feel like you want to say. um and I don't know, you guys. Like, my ninjas, honestly, this is something that is just crazy. Koki M is saying that, I repeat, solution is to report immediately. Ninjas, let me be honest with you guys. I understand that, when it comes to certain situations, especially when it's the first time something is happening to you, number one, you may be confused. I completely get that. I completely understand, you guys. Like, as I've said, I was a victim of attempted rape. Thank goodness that he did not rape me, but he tried. Like, we had to fight literally. As I said, I will tell you guys a story time. I never reported it. My mother passed away. She never heard of this story. Even today, my father does not know that I was almost raped in my first year of university by not only a lecturer but a coordinator. This is someone that holds a higher rank than a lecturer, you understand? I didn't report. Maybe it's also just because, I mean, how can I say this? Like, there was a lot of embarrassment. I blamed myself in terms of, I was like, I went to his office and everything like that. And so I understand that, reporting immediately maybe something that is difficult for you. But what I would not understand is that if you were raped by someone, then why would you still want to continue being with this person and not finding a way out? It ends up that you did not even leave because you wanted to leave. You left because the way he was treating you, the situation was no longer agreeing with you. Sophie Ruapula is saying, truth be told, the justice system in South Africa is so poor. You guys, the justice system in South Africa is so poor, I will not lie to you. Especially when it comes to gender-based violence. I feel like at this moment, like, they just don't give a fuck. Like, they don't care about us at this particular moment. So I feel like we're just at that level where, as women, we need to stand together. As women, we need to support each other. As women, we need to stand together and support each other and love each other in truth. In truth. Because, so, Ntandokazi is saying you're beating around the bush. Whose side are you on? I'm not in anybody's side, you guys. Gonna be honest with you. I've said this before. I'm not even a Java fan. I'm not. I'm not in anybody's side. What I'm simply saying is that two stories were presented. For me, the other story just has holes in it. And I don't understand why people would take it so personal, simply because of, if I'm saying that these are the loopholes that I'm seeing in this story, it doesn't mean that I'm saying that this one is a liar and this one is innocent. I'm not. But I'm simply also saying that sometimes as women, we tend to support each other so much that we blindly support each other. And what I know for a fact is that, you guys, had it been that this situation had switched, or it was a matter of it was now affecting someone that is close to you, a lot of people would have different opinions when it comes to this situation. Because at this moment, the way that things are, what stops me as Owamishon wanting to say that if my husband and I break up, I'm gonna just come out here and say, well, guys, the time that we were in Medunta, the first night that him and I, did the deed, he did not get consent, and I did ask him to stop, so he raped me. And let me tell you something, even until they investigate whether they're gonna find him guilty or not, high chances are he will have lost his job or he would have been stopped. And again, the stigma of a rapist, that's something that will always be there. Because people will be like, well, we don't know. Like, it might have happened, but so the hot tea is saying that till today, I don't know how I will go to the police and report it. My love, I think maybe there is something that you said here and maybe I just missed it. As I said, my ninjas, I'm using my phone to see you guys' comments. In all honesty, my ninjas, let me be honest with you. When it comes to the law, our justice system is very poor. That's number one. Number two, in my opinion, I feel like the law honestly is here to, they say that you are innocent until proven guilty. So they can find a guy literally on top of you, and they're still gonna say, well, he's innocent for now until the judge actually says he's guilty. And it's horrible, it's really bad, but that's how our justice system is, and it's very, very poor. In court, my ninjas, it's not about the truth. That's one thing you should know. It's not about what you know, which obviously will be the truth. It's about what you can prove in court. So maybe today, you guys, you should just also understand, because you need to remember that if something happened to you, let's say maybe this thing happened to you back in 2005, I'm not saying that don't go to the police station and report. But what I'm simply saying is that when you go there, you need to understand that there's a lot of things that they're going to need from you, and chances are you may not even be able to have them. And unfortunately, if they go to court and they find him innocent, he can actually sue you for defamation of character, and he can also sue you to say that you came up with false allegations. Maybe I lost my job. Whilst it's not even false allegations, it's the truth. But managers, honestly, when it comes to this whole situation, as I'm saying, I do feel like we're gonna always see things in different ways. We're gonna always see things in different ways. I want us to fight against gender-based violence so much, and I want people that have ever had women in that way to be prosecuted and obviously arrested. If it was up to me, like every rapist would just be killed. Like that's me, honest. I don't even wanna lie. I honestly do want death penalty or death sentence to actually come back for women. Like we've got cases that were like open and shut. This person even admits, they show this is where the body is and everything like that. Like, what is the point for you to even live? I don't believe that you deserve life after you've taken life and it was not even in self defense. And raping someone, that is also an equivalent of killing someone, because like the psychological damage that happens and everything, the physical, the emotional, is a lot. Do you understand what I'm saying? But what I'm also asking is that let's not also just be blind followers, in terms of we're gonna lose really good men in the community if we're not careful. So I do think that we do need to be careful. As I said, no matter the time you go out there to report the case or you speak out about it, honestly, for me, I would say for your own best interest, it's better to speak out right away, to open a case when everything is still fresh, to go to the hospital so that they can get the semen and everything, and obviously that will serve as evidence. Don't bath, don't shower, just go straight to the police station so that at least you will have evidence that's going to support what you are basically going to say. But if you are going to decide to say that, okay, I'm gonna keep quiet about this, I'm gonna come out later. Honestly, I'm not even someone that's gonna be like, you should have come out early. No, I understand you went through something traumatic. However, I just feel like sometimes we need to also just advise each other to say this might actually just be best, because if we're not careful, you guys will end up losing husbands, we'll end up losing fathers, we'll end up losing sons, we'll end up losing brothers who are just simply, you guys, like falsely accused. And you guys can't sit here and tell me that that is impossible, because you all know that that has happened. There have been guys who were arrested and then later the women admit that I was lying. And unfortunately, those few rotten potatoes, they are messing up the whole movement when it comes to gender-based violence. Because you now have people that when you come out and you say that I've been raped, they now start to say, is it true? Why? Because there are women who are out here busy lying. Hotato Apple Lenkopane said, I used to be, why didn't she report it when it happened until it happened to me? My ninjas, as I'm saying, I will never ever ask a woman, why did you not report it at that time? I'll never. I understand that at that time, number one, sometimes it happens when you're still young. Sometimes when it happens, like the psychological damage that happens is a lot. And you cannot expect someone that was just raped to be rationally thinking. Trust me, no judgment there. I'm not even saying that with whatever, like, Mughal is saying she should have come earlier. No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that even if it happens, it is in your best interest to immediately go, obviously, because then you have got those. But if you fail to, no judgment whatsoever. We understand we're your sisters. We understand that when something like this happens, it takes a lot from you. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not judging anyone when it comes to that. But I'm also going to say that as women, can we also start being strong enough to say, if I'm in an abusive situation, let me leave? Because I don't see a reason why you would go ahead and date someone who raped you, not by force. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Like, if it's like someone who stays with a man that beats them up, that physically abuses them. I have said this before that I will always look like a bad person, and that is fine if that is the case. I don't believe that there's a woman who is too weak to leave an abusive situation. If you want to leave, I do feel like you can, unless if maybe this person is not threatening to say, if you leave, I'm going to kill your family. There are a lot of things that they can do. Then you're being held against your will. But there are women who stay even when it's not even a matter of like you're being, how can I say this? Not even a matter of like you're being forced to stay. You stay because they're like, I love him, I love him. But he's busy abusing you. Like, it makes absolute no sense. Why would you want to continue with the trauma of being with someone that abuses you? You understand what I'm saying, my ninjas? And this is why, you guys, I always preach. I always preach as a woman, and always be financially independent. I always preach this because I truly do believe that as women, if we're financially independent, it will also decrease the rate of gender based violence. There are people who, unfortunately, are forced to stay because they can't support themselves. Like, if I leave you, I've not worked for 5, 10 years, I don't have a single amount of money. So, this person, it means they're holding you ransom because of money. And that's why I always say, try your best to be someone that has an income, so that at least if ever you get to a point where things are bad, you don't stay because what am I going to eat? Okay, so let me read this one. Melissa says, oh, I mean, um, okay, Refilwe Mutson says, please understand what Stockholm Syndrome is, or I mean, developing an affinity with your abuser is very common for those who have been abused. And I'm also not refusing when it comes to that. I'm also not, I know Stockholm Syndrome. I know about it. I feel like when it comes to this situation, I should I don't know. I feel like my words, whatever it is that I said, was being twisted badly because people are now making it seem like, oh, you've chosen a side. You're basically saying that she's lying. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I said to you guys was that this is what I do, you guys, all the time. Stories are presented, and when it comes to the both stories, when I had this one, there were certain things to me that just they were not adding up. That's it. And I'm not saying that she's lying. Obviously, we're going to leave it. I don't know if she's telling the truth or not. I don't know if Java is telling the truth or not. We will wait for the law, which, again, as we've said, our justice system is not always the best. And when it comes to this situation, you guys, like, there's always three sides of the story: his, hers, and obviously the truth. So, sorry, when it comes to this situation, I think that's where we should just all leave it, because no, even if you come out here and you're like, no, I believe her, you have also taken a side. And the difference here is that maybe what I'm saying is not the side you picked, so that's when it's a problem for you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think um when someone says I'm insinuating, I'm not insinuating, I'm simply saying that her story to me has had some holes. And that's it, you guys. Like, honestly, like, that's it. When it comes to the situation, that's all I just wanted to say. And for me, I remember because there's a comment that I did say, and I was saying that, guys, when I'm looking at this from a bigger picture perspective. And um today when I saw the video where Professor Pabushiri was talking, it broke my heart. It really broke my heart, because I'm like, if now we're gonna be at a position where we now even have to question women because there are other women who lie, we are in danger, my ninjas, because now it's going to make it even more difficult for real victims out there. It is. And as long as we continue as women to just be emotional thinkers and not rational thinkers, in terms of, if this is presented to me, I can't buy this gubu for 30,000 rands simply because maybe someone came and explained, this belonged to my late mother, it means so much to me, and honestly, like, it's everything, so I'm gonna sell it for 30,000, and then I'm gonna take 30K and be like, I'm gonna buy this gubu. Sometimes you need to just put emotions out of situations and actually look at, okay, this is a scubu, what is the worth of this? Then you buy based on the worth and not based on the emotion maybe of the story behind. And honestly, I do understand, you guys, that as women, our first instinct will be to support each other. And unfortunately, I think that's one of the things that make me a little bit different from most ladies. um is the fact that I'm not too much of an emotional thinker. And that can be disadvantageous, and it can also be advantageous when it comes to certain things. I'm a woman, but I'm not an emotional thinker. Like, you can come to me, sit down and talk to me and be crying, and what I will be listening to is what you're saying and not necessarily how you're reacting when you're saying whatever you're saying. You understand? Now, I'm not saying that I never get affected when someone maybe is hurting or anything like that. I do. I mean, I'm very emotional. I cry a lot. But I'm someone that usually, even when there's a situation, like, I'll sit down and look at you and you'll be crying and whatnot, and others, people won't even, mostly won't even listen to what is being said. Um, because of, you're just like, oh, she's so sad. So if she's crying this hard, then it means that honestly she has to. You understand? Like, I'm not that kind of person, but I do understand that that's just how it is. So I want to check, do you guys have any questions here? Today is a miracle, you guys. Like, the life has not stopped or anything like that. So Karabo Mabuza is saying, no matter how many times we can talk about this, as heartbreaking as it is, when we can't trust the system to do the right thing, who do we put our trust in? I don't know, my ninjas. In my for my personal In my personal opinion, I feel like the people we can put trust in is ourselves as women, in terms of, we support each other. You understand what I'm saying? And when I'm saying support each other, I mean support each other in truth. We cannot be a movement that wants to fight gender based violence and also want to put away rapists. And amongst ourselves, we still have women that are like, yeah, if he didn't pay me, I'm gonna cry rape, even though she knows the previous night we actually agreed, but in the morning maybe I thought he was gonna give me 5,000, but he gave me 200 rands or 20 rands and said here's transport money, and all of a sudden you're starting to cry rape. And again, another thing that I also see, you guys, is that as women ninjas, I understand, you guys, like, beauty, um I'd say that, like, when it comes to like our country right now, we have the slay queens, the rich auntie, the rich this, and all that, secure